following program is sponsored by Michael W. Smith. The views expressed on the following program are those of the host and not necessarily those of staff, management, or ownership.
Arizona. Brother Mike is back on the radio. Phoenix. Yes. HardcoreChristianity.com. Today's Bible study, college, CoEd, showers. Today on Hardcore. Hey, will you call somebody and tell them the radio program's on? Especially somebody that needs a shower. I'll make a couple of announcements while you make that call. Thanks for helping the ministry out. This is Brother Mike. I'm the professional counselor at the Arizona Deliverance Center in Central Phoenix. We're on 15th Avenue, just south of Osborne Road. I've been a professional counselor now for 39 years. I know what you're thinking. That makes me an old person. You're right. I am an old person. Sorry about that. I sound like I'm young, though. On the website, you'll see all of our ministry services. HardcoreChristianity.com. We have 2 live services every week, 7 p.m. Arizona time, 7 p.m. Pacific time. Both services have preaching, teaching, healing, and deliverance. Both services are live streamed. Streaming on youtube.com/House of Healing AZ. It's also streaming on my Facebook page, Michael W. Smith. Watch it every Thursday and Friday night. It's also archived on YouTube. You can watch it whenever you're available. When you go to the website, please sign up for one of our seminars. Now, the first Saturday of every month at 10 o'clock in the morning is our Children's Deliverance Service for preteens at 10 a.m. The third Saturday of every other month, we have our Ladies Only Healing and Deliverance Seminar. Those things are quite remarkable. I hold a monthly seminar on the last Friday of every month. Recently, I held a series of teachings on autonomic processing. If you miss that, you need to watch it so your mind can be blown. Sister Karen's on the homepage of the website, ready to list your house for sale. She loves working with born-again Christians. Don't forget to hit the PayPal button and send us another donation, as you have for the last 19 years. God bless you for that. College CoEd showers. Folks, you're not going to believe this in the category of you can't make this stuff up. This is real now. The devil is coming for us. We're going to be staring down the face of Satan's gun very soon. Here's another one of his bullets. The Biden administration is under the complete control of Satan. And as you know, he issued a recent ruling that makes life very interesting for schools, trade schools, colleges, universities. Check this out. Here's the article that came out in the paper. Quote, on Wednesday, a federal judge denied a Christian college's request to block enforcement of a new Biden administration rule that the school says will force it to open dorms and showers to students who identify as the opposite sex. Translation, Christian schools, Christian universities and colleges, Christian high schools, Christian grade schools do not want males and females, boys and girls, using the same bathrooms or the same showers if they're on an athletic team, simply because someone who is a male identifies as a female. There's no science whatsoever for that. In the DSM-3 and DSM-4 many years ago, transgenderism and gender dysphoria was listed as a mental illness. It was taken out in the current DSM-5. Why was it taken out? Political and societal pressure. This is a mental illness. This is not real. This is Satan doing it again. He's attacking humanity. He hates every one of us with a living, burning hatred. And he's come after us. And this is another one of his directives. There are literally hundreds of thousands of them hitting us in the United States. many of them coming through the Biden administration. Here's the article. It says, quote, "At issue is a new directive by the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development, translation HUD, that prohibits discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation and gender identity in entities covered by the Fair Housing Act." Okay? It used to be that you were not allowed to discriminate against anyone based on their religion or their race or their national origin or their creed. That was required in the Fair Housing Act. Biden now expanded it to sexual orientation and gender identity. And that includes the College of the Ozarks, the article said, a Christian school located in Springfield, Missouri. They sued the Biden administration in April and sought an injunction blocking the rule. Why is that? They did not want men using the same bathroom and showering with women just because the males identified as a female. Now, I know what you're thinking right now. What's just common sense? You don't do that. That's ridiculous. And I know what I'm thinking. That's not only ridiculous, it's completely satanic. There is only two genders. The Bible teaches they're males and females. That's the end of it. Period. Male and female. Period. That's it. There's not 52 genders, not 72. They're not nothing. It's all a demonic delusion. What happened in this case was the judge, Roseanne Ketchmark, appointed by Obama, denied the request for an injunction after hearing arguments from the college and the administration. Quote, "After careful consideration of the law, the court denies the plaintiff's motion for temporary restraining order and an injunction," she said. This executive order that Biden signed regarding this law, Fair Housing Act, and the expansion of it, he did it on January 20th, right after he wasn't there a few days, and he starts the destruction of the United States, morally. And he wrote in his executive order, quote, "It is the policy of my administration to prevent and combat discrimination on the basis of gender identity or sexual orientation." And of course, everybody's panicking. If you own a Christian school of any kind, they're panicking. Who wouldn't be panicking? Can you imagine the emotional and mental damage being done to females? I'm talking about real females, not people who identify as a female. Can you imagine the young girls that are going to be hurt by seeing men who identify as women who have not gone through surgery? The law doesn't require it. They have not gone through medical and hormonal therapy. They have not, to use the general term, transitioned. They just simply identify as a female. So that means they go into the female's shower and they take a shower in front of women, and they're males. Genitalia exposed, obviously, everything. I mean, what I'm describing to you here sounds like a scene out of an insane Animal House remake. I mean, it's hard to believe that we have sunk to this level of humanity. It's hard to believe this is happening. It's hard to believe this level of corruption has hit our society. And the judge, after careful consideration, this is the level of corruption of the judicial system. It's absolutely amazing. This judge couldn't figure out the insanity of this executive order. She couldn't get it. Can you imagine the resident halls at Christian colleges and universities having to roommate with somebody of the opposite sex? They used to have dorms that were for women and men separately. Okay? Then some colleges, secular colleges, expanded it to CoEd dorms. Now it's CoEd transgender dorms, CoEd homosexual dorms in Christian colleges and universities. And the law is trying to force them to do it. According to the school's lawsuit, it said in the discovery that this has an adverse effect on the rights of college students and employees and is a violation of their privacy, religious liberty, educational, professional, and associational and recreational interests. And the judge could not understand that. She couldn't figure it out. The LGBT community and the queer community is trying to get Biden to go even further in attacking schools that do not allow for men who identify as women or boys who identify as girls to shower and dress and undress in locker rooms with women. And of course, it's also gone over to Title IX funding. Now they want men who identify as women to wipe out women's sports at colleges and universities all across the country. Trans men will reset every record ever set by a female at every high school and every college in the United States. Folks, what's happening here? 2 Timothy chapter 3, evil men and seducers will wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. If there ever was a time for you to turn your life over to the Lord and learn spiritual warfare and fight back at the Arizona Deliverance Center, I hope, fighting back, the time is now.
The views expressed on this program are those of the host and not necessarily those of staff, management, or ownership. This program was sponsored by Michael W. Smith.